One lady went up against the IRS and won, potentially reshaping the rules on some unreimbursed expenses. Hello, everyone. I'm Kelsey Hubbard, and welcome to this special edition of the News Hub. Joining me is Laura Saunders from the Wall Street Journal. Laura, you know, this story just jumps out at so many people because it's a David and Goliath story. This one woman went into tax court. She represented herself against a team of lawyers from the IRS. She won her case. Let's tell us about first this lady and what her case entailed.
Well, she was taking care of 70 stray cats in her very modest home, but she was doing it as a volunteer for a charity, and she had $12,000 of unreimbursed expenses. She deducted those expenses. The IRS said no way, and she won. She won the case. She went to court. She argued it by herself in front of a team of, a judge and a team of IRS lawyers, and she won. And it gives especially animal rescue volunteers who spend their own money can maybe perhaps now claim the same kinds of deductions if they're helping the charity accomplish its mission.
And was this very unclear in the law before? Had there really not been a precedent? Because it sounds like if you're performing actions on behalf of a charity, that those would be deductible expenses.
Yeah, well, yes, except for that, especially with very large expenses. We didn't know about that, and also there really hadn't been any cases, as far as we know, on animal rescue, and so this is really precedent setting. The Humane Society and the ASPCA told us that they're very, very happy about this decision because many people spend their own money to help the society by taking care of the dogs and cats. It's not just to take in a stray. You have to actually be working for the group. But they spend their own money, and now this helps get a deduction for some of that.
And does this have implications outside of just this case of animal rescue?
Yes, it does. It has broader implications for people who spend more than $250, especially in their home, of unreimbursed expenses for a charity. Like maybe you have a fundraiser at your house and you cater it and things like that. It tells us something about how to get that deduction. You keep your records, they give you a letter, and it makes it much more clear how the process works.
So this is probably some good news for people who have thought about perhaps challenging the IRS on some things before, but maybe we're too intimidated.
Well, maybe so, yes. I mean, every now and then somebody goes to court. She couldn't afford a lawyer. She argued on her own behalf, and she won.
That's so exciting. Now, when we look at this particular case, does the IRS have time to appeal? Is this the end of it, or what happens?
No, it is precedent setting for the country, but they do have, I believe, 90 days to appeal it to a federal circuit, federal court of appeals.
All right.
In California.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it. Laura Saunders, thank you so much. Good news for pet lovers out there, especially.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Laura Saunders from the Wall Street Journal. That's this special edition of the News Hub. I'm Kelsey Hubbard.